If I would have been married, had a family, things may have gone different. Well, God bless me in advance for the task that I am about to undertake. It was sometime in 2001, I believe, that the peace, I wept at times trying to understand why this was happening to me. And to do what I had to do to make these people listen, to learn, was just above me. And when I realized that one day, when I was sitting in the hot tub, and I was weeping, a peace came over me that has only come over me a few times before in my life, where I knew that what I was doing was tough, but it was the right thing, and that it was above me. It wasn't me. I was doing this because God wanted me to do it. And I didn't understand it. I said, why did you ask me to do this? Is that why I've never been married, so I didn't have a family? Is that why I've always been successful, so that I would realize my reward before doing this task? Had I not carried my cross earlier, and now God had prepared me to carry this cross? I believe so.
Well, we first arrived on scene, and it looked like officers standing on a hill above this earth mover turned tank were firing some pretty heavy arms at him, trying to find a weak spot, trying to find some way to immobilize. This man was now on the east side of Granby in what's called an independent propane company yard. We thought for a time he might actually be taking out some of the propane tanks. It kind of looked like that's what he was thinking about, and then he took off and headed into the downtown area again. Show you just a little bit of some of the crazy things that this man has done over the course of the past hour and a half. And again, we want to emphasize, at last check, when we were last over Granby about 15 minutes ago, he had been stuck inside the back end of the Gamble's appliance store, apparently taken out his own radiator, and the engine had seized up, and SWAT team members were trying to get inside the tank.
Boy, this man barricaded himself inside a bulldozer with at least one machine gun, maybe more. Tonight, cops have that dozer stopped, and they're trying to blast their way into the armored
As he
cab.
passed, took out much of the town hall, took out the library, may have gone through the Liberty Bank. It actually looks like he might have punched in one side of a new Liberty Bank in Granby and came out the other.
A man has gone berserk.
This would have been about an hour into the rampage. And you can see the armor plate on the side of that. It didn't seem to matter what police officers did with the rifles and such, and they could not pierce it.
Police opened fire on a one-man wrecking crew bent on destruction, pummeling a police car here, destroying buildings, and trading gunfire with police.
But it has to be done. And
This was an earth scraper they moved in to try to do some combat, to try to in some way immobilize the scraper. Almost got to where he was turning it over at that point there. But the scraper is just no match for the cat there, the Caterpillar turned
Police
tank.
couldn't stop the slow-moving bulldozer, which was armored with heavy iron plates welded in place of windows.
This is file tape of a man who's got into
City Hall and the police department were hit. The town's library was dozed, and various businesses, including the newspaper building in Granby's downtown, were damaged.
He came running in and told her to run out because it looked like this man earlier was making a beeline for their store and then turned it and went elsewhere.
It seems again, that, as we talked about earlier, that it was very systematic, that he was picking and choosing where he was going. He was very deliberate in his choices.
Yeah, there may well have been a method to his madness, which is probably a good way to look at it right now. Pilot Mike Silva, photographer David Gregg, and I have taken a poll. We've been flying collectively about 70 years in this market. We've never seen anything like this.